Greetings. Wow. Ja, 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 ja. The spooky vibes, they have returned with some more. A tiny bunny. Yeah. Let's get to go in, shall we? Wop. Let me just make sure everything is good. Yep. Okay. So we will load from right back whence we were last seen in front of school. Alright. So something I discovered after I stopped was if I hover over something, they make a noise. So like these guys, they laugh, he coughs, and that honks, so this is so fun and overwhelming to the senses. I love random noises. Yeah. Okay, anyways, let's look at the tree. Whose nest is this, I wonder? That's not Russian. Russian, Slovakia, I stopped doing it for a few hours, and then all of a sudden I can't do it again. Russian, Slovakia, Slovenia, Russia, Gospodiana. Magpie. Then it probably has all sorts of shiny things in it. I'm gonna get back into it. It's gonna be rough, but I'm gonna get back into it, I promise. Pieces of colorful glass, bottle caps, polished coins, or child braces. Stop! Okay. There was a fresh... What am I doing? Okay. Russia. Slova. There was a fresh-looking Volga parked nearby, with one of its front wheels perched up on the icy curb. This is a disaster already. I'm so sorry in advance for everything. Black like soot, as if it was straight out of the horror story Dad loved to tell me when we hid in the attic during a thunderstorm. I remember him always wearing a sad smile while mentioning the black car that snatched children. He would say, "It looks like a funeral car on the inside, white curtains and all. And it has DSC in its license plate. Do you know what that means? Death to Soviet children." Funny. I was born in the USSR too. Gotta maneuver my way around so I don't. A tall man was standing near the gate, puffing out clouds of smoke into the wind. He didn't look like a teacher. Was he a PE guy, maybe? I carefully studied his face that looked like it was cut from a piece of granite, and his hair lip that was holding down a cigarette. He was playing around with car keys and staring back at us. The light from the cigarette was reflected in his eyes that were sitting deep in his eye sockets. I froze in place. The hulking man lazily tore off his eyes from us and walked toward the road. Oh, okay, bye. Kids? A buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with their winter hats tipped to the side. I'd better not draw their attention. Nothing else to look at, so might as well enter. Here we go! I could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely lost spaceship. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. Oh no. Attention, child missing. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old, grade 4B. He left his home on January the 5th. Child missing! Vova Matkin was his name. A 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? Okay, dude, you're reading a little too much into it. It's literally just a black and white photo. A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul, as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window, took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme.
Для медведя, для лисы, зайчик кушать принеси.
For the fox and for the bear, bunny taste meals prepare. I turned my head toward them, trying to get a better look at their features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hoofs. A girl was trailing her every step. Who are you? She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep, since she was carrying an attendance register book. Ah! Why didn't it appear? Oh, 'cause it's behind the... Oh! Can I fix it? No. Dang it! How do I put it ahead of it to where it's in front of it? I thought that would do it. I don't know. Hello! I am trying to figure out how to make my alerts work. For some reason, you'll hear the alert, but then it won't pop up because for some reason, it's like behind the game capture, which is really weird. But hello, Fire. Hello there. I am playing spooky game and doing the silly voices. And you're gonna keep screaming? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep. If you're gonna keep, then I'm gonna keep, and we'll just, just do our thing. Oh god, how do I say that name? Ekaterina. Okay. Ekaterina, take this, please. Also, this is taking place in, like, 90s, like, Soviet Russia, by the way. So I'm doing my best job to do a Russian accent. Whether it's good or bad, please don't tell me because I will cry. The teacher opened the classroom door, and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. No! Why would you say that to me? Okay. Oh. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. Damn! A bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. Oh, God, I gotta stop pressing that button on accident. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl, who was a smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him. "Move your legs, moron!" The boy flew head first, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. Oh boy. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in, and the corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Dude, are you gonna go to class? Sir? Also, we're playing as a 6th grader, so we are a little 6th grade boy. A little 6th grade boy. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in a black ocean. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside, dissolve in the dark. Is it like nighttime when they're going to school? What time is it? I'm so confused. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, damn it. Is Russia just like dark at certain points of the day, like all the time? That's what I'm saying. It looks like nighttime, but bro's in school right now, so it's real baffling. I imagined myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. No, not like World War II, like, Cold War era. That's, like, Berlin Wall era. I think that was in the 80s and 90s. I'm pretty sure. You can eat me, but I'll still be right, so that's not really gonna change anything for you. Oh. Cold War? Yeah, that was after World War II. Because it's World War I, World War II, Cold War. Because that's also at the same time when we were doing the space race. No, the wall. No, I'm pretty sure the Berlin Wall was in, like, the 80s, like 70s, 80s, 90s. Let me look this up. Berlin Wall. Yeah, the Berlin Wall was a guarded concrete barrier that encircled the West Berlin from 1961 to 1989. And we're in, like, early 90s here. I don't know what part of Russia we're in, but, like, it's somewhere out in the boonies. It's okay. I am a history nerd. A little bit. Kind of. Kinda a history nerd. Like, a little bit. I know some things. Some little things. The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort. Because it's a furry fun time nightmare. It's a furry nightmare. There are furries, and they're scary, and they're trying to kill me. Look, you haven't seen it yet. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna prove it if you just keep watching. Just keep watching and you'll see it. I promise. I promise. We're just in school right now. We were literally talking to a fox girl earlier. We were dead ass, literally, a couple hours ago, talking to a fox chick. Girl was a fox. I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna kick you and then I'm gonna ban you. Shut up. Then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Yeah, scream. Scream. Scream! Whoa. The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. Your last name? Petrov. Huh? What are you mumbling there? Say it clearly. Petrov. You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. No list. Are you sure? I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white. They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Damn! Apparently, everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke, because they were all laughing. What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion. Damn. Kids are cruel, dude. Kids suck. Kids can be great, but they can also be absolutely snot-nosed little brats, and sometimes I just want to punt a child. In Minecraft. Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything. Yes. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh, we've had the same thing happen so many times already. Wait here, I'll be back. After I have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger. I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, this is so awkward. To just be standing in front of a room of people you don't even know. Oh, God. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Oh, whoa. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind in my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom. Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here. Hey, Four Eyes. Are you not only blind but also deaf? Oh, God. Hey, don't spread misinformation. I see you. The furry will be here in a second. It's fine. Everything's fine. The furry will be here once we get out of school. I promise. I said wipe the board. My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I see everything. Don't think I don't see you. I see you when I perceive you so hard, it's not even funny. That was coherent. Anyways, I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be. I'm calm. I'm calm and I'm zen, and nothing you say will affect me. Nothing you say can hurt me. I am invincible. And what should I do with you now? Where will you sit? Oh well, you can sit with Semyon, I guess. He's alone anyway. No way! The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratched his belly and smirked. Are you back at your old tricks? Should I call your grandma here again? The classroom went silent. And what she's gonna do? I don't know what that was. That was genuinely bad. I don't know. I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't. Put away your backpack now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I needed to do something, to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me. I can sit in the last row. I think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Semyon, then back at me. Fine, go there for now. And you, Babrin, I'll have a talk with you later. Come to me after class. You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Semyon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. Gross. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats and the class was ready to start. Now this is settled. Let's start the class. Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature in Zhoshkino's Don't Lie. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks and months of bullying. Yeah, look, I understand beauty is in the eye of the beholder. With saying that, this kid is fucking ugly. Ugly ass kid. Ugly inside and out because he's also a bully. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. Ew. After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in my notebook. Gross. Then at the cafeteria, this Semyon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet, so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Just before the final period for today, Semyon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh no, not the classic boob grab joke. Aw, man. Aw, man. They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for the class rep before, right at her chest. Stop it. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. I'm sorry, are you alright?
Yeah.
Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips. I won't ban you, I'll do better. I will just ignore you. Ha! Got him. Will you look at him? Groping me in front of everyone. I'll tell my mom. They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put the lit-up match to the Schaefer beetle. I didn't mean to. He pushed me. Ha! My automod wouldn't let you say your thing because it's name calling, and I'm not gonna allow it. Got him. We all saw that, you know. No blind among us. Among us? Among us? Among us? Sorry. Among us? Sorry. Among us? Sorry. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simeon's laughter cooled my head. I pushed you. You sure? He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground. Ugh. Like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, Come on, hit me. Let me see you try. Ooh! Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. Mouse. Work. Why isn't my mouse working? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna take a save file. We're gonna save. And we're gonna punch this kid in the fucking face. Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Simeon wore a mocking smile. Go on, Four Eyes. Why'd you stop? We're all waiting. If you ever touch me again. Simeon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead. I did. So what? If you ever do it again. Here. Once more. And again. And again. And again. He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backwards. I must not cry, or I'll be done for. What will a wimp like... What will a wimp like you do to me? My vision went blurry. My soles tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Oh! Fucking clocked his ass! Boom! Boom! I'll allow it. What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Simeon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. No pain, you used force. Hell yeah. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule?
Stop it!
I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his croonies. Lilia Pavlovna, Petrov just hit Bobrin. Simeon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But the smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me. You are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fist will go. The solar plexus, the jaw, the nose. But he just turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober, and extremely irrational, popped up in my head. I told you the furries will be here. It is not a lie. I'm going to get killed today. It's not a lie, you just have no patience. Be patient. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. I'm being reasonable. Just that you know. Within reason. Everything is within reason. Simeon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school, laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Simeon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap of the American condor on its head. The sound of running water were coming from that bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's mostly likely already dead. Hello? I shuddered and turned around. Who's this? At first, my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed the girl from my class was holding it. She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. The spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Simeon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook. We're getting 6th grade, bitches. Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor. It was cool the way you hit him. It was just an accident. Almost. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands. Simeon wasn't like that before. He also transferred here just recently. His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Even the upperclassmen fear Simeon, did you know? But you're different. You're brave. I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me? Brave? A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes. Do you live over the river? In that wooden house? Yeah. Must be scary living there. And you also have to cross the forest. I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied. It's not that scary. What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream. Well, actually, never mind. My name is Paulina, by the way. And I'm Anton. I already know that. Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue. What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Whoa, what's going on? Humana, humana? What? You took a clip? Here! Furry! Furry! Furry on screen! Right now! Furry on screen, see? I told you! I'm pulling the Don't make it sound like that! I am playing a sick
Great character.
How dare you?
But see? I told you. She's a fox girl.
Alyssa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes and the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl is waiting for me after school? Or was it another of her weird jokes? I wondered if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace.
Okay, sir. Calm down.
I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free. My grandpa hired me a private tutor. Our music teacher is a violinist and he doesn't have anyone to teach here, except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Alyssa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing. And tingly. It felt like I was very small, and the feelings were immense and they couldn't fit inside me. They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village. Normally, Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Vova's photo. His eye wells were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick, just like that portrait on the gravestone. I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just... I think I'll be safer together with you. Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel. Thinking of Simeon instantly sobered me up, returned me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Paulina. Why are you leaving? What? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If only, yeah, I said that already. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out won't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Paulina will see all of that. And she'll laugh at me like everybody else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful state. I doubt I'll be able to today. You know, Simeon is waiting for me outside. I need to deal with him one-on-one like a man. Nonsense. Paulina brushed off some hair. Okay. Fix it? Make it right. Paulina brushed off... Frick! Paulina brushed off some hair off her forehead and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. I remembered the summer evenings at the country house. The fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and the soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the crackle of the coals, in our parents' laughs, in the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile that world was? Do you really think that Savage will give you a fair fight? He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Paulina suddenly flashed a devious smile. But if we go together, they will be put off. I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl. I've heard from a delinquent I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around. Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. A delinquent, you know. A delinquent, you know? I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? Or handsome? Okay, guy. Don't need to be so self-conscious. You know, you're fine. You're fine. Just chill out. Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked much more alluring. Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Suyo's song echoed my thoughts and my desire to change something. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more. I don't, sadly. A pity. Oh well, I'll be going. What? Why do I switch to British so fast? Oh well, I'll be going. Going. I'm gonna stop. Bye. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through this. No, it's starting to happen again. Please don't do this to me, please. I just want to live. Please, just let me live, please. Russia, Slovia. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways. Bye. I wasn't sure if Paulina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Simeon with his croonies. Damn it. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Paulina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Paulina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olia. I imagined my sister happy like those girls who get prizes from Supernev in the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe in new popular boy bands like Ivanushki International. Mom and Dad hugging in the Otskanov pavilion, and then all of us going to Disneyland. That's good. I'm glad. Oh! Oh, I have to make a choice. Oh no! Okay, we're gonna save here.
Oh, this is hard. I either need to choose... I gotta choose between either Polina or the furry. Oh no. Oh no. They both seem so nice. Oh no! Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to replay this game to get one of their other roles. I know that for sure. Oh god. Okay. Fuck it, we're gonna go with the fox girl. After closing my backpack, I ran down the stairs. I went on a date with Alyssa instead. Oh, instead of Paulina. Oh, man. Oh, let's see how this plays out. I scanned my surroundings through the window in the main hall. Nobody suspicious in sight. The school doors creaked. The sound was similar to the music from a thriller, the high note that comes before an intense scene. I ran around the school corner, trying not to catch anyone's attention. The smell of pastry and burnt sugar wafted from the school cafeteria. I froze when I saw a silhouette in the second floor window. It must be Paulina, gliding a bow on violin strings, with her head slightly tilted to the side. I wish I could hear the melody she played, but Paulina was only a dark outline on the window's yellow sheet. I dragged my feet forward. Here we go. The net on a football goal in the yard fluttered in the wind. The same wind that hurled small white whirlwinds through the field. Somewhere nearby, an invisible tractor was humming, scaring away the crowd of cawing birds. The hum of its engine sounded like the howls of hungry beasts that chased me through the snowy desert. Alyssa and her scary mask also came to mind. Right now, in this light of day, it was really hard to believe she was real. What did she say back then? At the backyard, near the hanged man. What did she mean by that? Noises! I love that it makes noises. The hanged man. I looked at the wall. There was a hanged man drawing under the thick black line of resin. Some played the hangman here. Something was scribbled on both sides of the man. Escape, fear, truth. Come closer, sweetheart. It took me a while to realize where the sound was coming from. My eyes strolled through the cul-de-sac at the school backyard, through the windows and snow. Examine. One of the snow piles started trembling like a volcano before it erupts. Give me your heart! In the blink of an eye, the white crust crumbled and a fox jumped at me. She made the gracious bow, enjoying the effect her appearance had on me. The silver of snow shined on her coat. I couldn't even imagine that thinking about the girls with tails can be this. I don't know what to compare it to. Something infectious? Toxically sweet? Fight back, or your heart is my bag! She giggled so enthusiastically that it forced me to smile. Oh, come on! I quickly rolled a ball of snow and threw it at Alyssa. She tried to dodge, but it was too late. It hit to the shoulder. Ah, you insolent boy. Yeah, that's me. I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't keep a coherent accent and it's all over the place. Ugh. Oh my god. The fox slowly backed down, trying to arm herself. You are sly, but I'm a fox. I think out of the box. Her Do it again. Her retribution was swift. A snowball arched its way above the snowy yard and the ravens flying in the air. I wanted to duck, but slipped and fell to my knees. And while I was getting up, I caught a huge chunk of snow with my face. It burned up from the cold. I swore loudly from immense disappointment, using the words I heard in Sketer Gaza's songs on the cassettes I hid from my parents. What would that be? Soviet and Russian rock band that played the so-called hillbilly punk, founded by songwriter and singer Yuri Kolinsky. Yurakoi, the band often paid homage to popular Western rock bands and used a lot of profanity and fairy tale themes in their lyrics. Supposedly died from overdosing on drugs. Bummer. If Dad heard this, he would definitely give me a good whipping. He had very low tolerance toward obscene words and always communicated in clear Russian. Oh, come on. It can't hurt that much. She brushed off my hood as if to show compassion, took me by the elbow and helped me get up. With the care uncharacteristic for a child, she took off my glasses, blew away the snowflakes that were stuck to them, and handed them back. Now we're even, Tosha. Only people who were close to me called me that. And I haven't even seen her real face. Didn't know her last name. What class she was from. And if she had a real tail under her coat. Want to get ahead? We were going to look for Vova, remember? We'd better hurry before my parents start looking for me. The fox let out a lazy yawn. Parents, don't be so boring. Let's play for a bit. You're always bored at home anyway. And how do you know that? It's not even a secret. It's always way too boring being locked up in a house full of adults. I get all jittery from both houses and parents. See? Her furry fox brow started twitching. I faked a laugh in reply, unsure whether being able to move parts of her mask like that was genuinely funny or not. Come on, Tosha, don't be scared. I can see you want to play. And if you win? The fox girl got dangerously close to me and stood on her tiptoes, almost touching my face with her rough little nose. Playful fires danced deep in her eyes. She smelled nice, like berries and saturaine. Is this the smell of independence and true freedom? I mean, the kind where all you have to do in your life is run wild and eat sweets. Her whisper poured into my ear like scalding hot water. If you win, I'll be your guide. Believe. Rosha, believe me, I have a lot of things to show you. I don't know what that was. We'll surely find your Vova for one. I felt as if a giant invisible spring bent inside me. My tummy hurt, but the sensation was somehow not exactly unpleasant. It was so weird. I just had a conversation with Paulina, and now Alyssa was going to drag me along with her. And what if I lose? I'll claw out your soul, softy! Come on, let's go! She burst out laughing, whipped the hem of her coat and ran toward the road we used to come to school in the morning. Her promise, that sounded almost like a threat, hypnotized me. I bent down and scooped up some snow. I wish I had a device that could tell whether Alyssa was joking or being serious. Or is there always a third option with people like her? Between her jokes, her laughter, and her hot breath on my ear, I wanted to win. To punish her for the lightness and freedom she possessed that was clearly too much for an average girl. One eye, on the other hand, was possessed, or rather intoxicated, by the thirst for adventure, by my curiosity. just like that time when I ate the cherries from Mom's Nalvik Naliv Nalivik Nalivka from Mom's Nalivka, and lied down with my eyes closed while the bed was spinning underneath me. I spat and cleaned my lips. Do you want to play, little sister fox? Well then, let's play. I armed myself with a snowball and chased the fleeing fox girl. I saw a familiar street with the wooden posts that didn't look scary anymore. They were just logs covered in snow. If I were to shout now, the guard dogs would start barking and their owners would peek out of their windows. Alyssa's small silhouette was mocking me from far away, so it was useless to try hitting her with a snowball for now. Waste of ammunition. Birches, mutilated by the cold, peeked out to view along the clear road. A giant snow pile towered near one of the trees. This was probably the place where the tractor brought all the snow from the village. A whole family of foxes would fit in such a pile. No, I thought. She's the only fox around here. She alone is already too much. My second morning acquaintance was running around near the edge of the forest, the stray dog with the mangy tail. She sniffed around and marked the naked berry bushes and ran toward the other ones. Alyssa showed up from under the hill. Sulka! Follow me, girl! The dog's ears perked up. It barked in agreement and followed her lead. We ran farther and farther, exchanging snowballs, laughing and stumbling. The winter forest towered in front of us, reaching for the low clouds. We were at the edge of its shadow, bony and almost corporeal. The fox hid behind a huge pine, clearly trying to get close to me and shove some snow down my collar. It was a good plan, but Zulka, who was running circles around her, gave her away. I broke off a dry branch and decided to act even trickier. I put my hat on it and peeked it from the side of the pine. I'll make her think that it's my head. I bit my lip to stop myself from laughing, then jumped out from the other side and performed a point-blank throw. Alyssa probably cracked my plan right away, but still let me win 3-1. I was wounded in the leg and she got shot in the chest and in the stomach, losing imaginary blood in front of my eyes. Pleading for mercy while also choking from laughter. Please! Mercy! I'm dying! Okay, I'll let you live. Thank you, O valiant knight. She pretended to bow to me, then grabbed 2 full handfuls of snow and, like a dying warrior, threw them my way in a last-ditch effort. I dodged her attack easily, laughing uncontrollably and being mad at the same time. I finished her with 2 precise shots. He'll let me live, huh? Learn me how to do it, if you're so smart. Shut up, you're already dead. Ha! When did that stop me? Let's play something more interesting. She dashed behind the trees after blowing snow in my direction. 1, 2... Oh, backlog. Wait, I didn't see what she said. 1, 2... Time to play with you. Time to... Russian, Slova. 1, 2, time to play with you. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. I hesitantly moved toward the windfall. 6 on end, the wolf's grey fur will stand. I thought that was a real tail gliding across the bushes. I rushed to the intertwined branches that helped Alyssa to hide as if something was pulling me there. I had to move them, tear them off like a spiderweb. Branches sprang back in my face, but it felt like they were caressing my cheeks and not hitting them. I was sweating, but still had a lot of stamina left. I'll make sure to catch you, little fox. Alyssa's voice was wandering among the windfall. 7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait. Seems like I underestimated you. I thought you were just a boy. Confident that she was behind the dry pine, I rushed to intercept her. But the local acoustics tricked me. Her voice was already echoing from the other side. And you're a bunny! So nimble, so cute. A snowball flew at me from the shadows, whistling near my ear. I'll show you a bunny. Yeah, do that. Show me. A bright fox fur coat flashed near a rotten stump. I rushed there, jumping over a ravine. Bunny, show yourself. Be brave. Give the beasts fresh meat they crave. This furry collar that flashed from every tree was the most important thing in the world for me. My lips started trembling, as if I was a cowboy that was chasing his prey. One jump and the fox was in my embrace, so smooth and desirable. Fine, you win. She leaned against the scratchy bark and started puffing. Please, let's have a break. You're too fast, too strong, too tasty. Satisfied, I put my hands on my sides, waiting for the spoils of war from the defeated girl. But what I got instead was a sly snowball in my smug face. The cunning fox ran away, roaring with laughter, but I wasn't even mad about it. I needed to catch up to Alyssa, to tackle and subdue her. Tear off her mask and see everything. Poor little bunny jumps around in the wet pine forest, afraid of getting eaten by the big gray wolf, thinking of hot summer, keeping his ears low, sneaking glances at the hidden sky. The sky really did disappear under the trees. I moved using the barking of Zulka as a guide, since she was closely following her owner. And I was getting closer, and the same trail I imagined back at school blinked under my feet. It turned out that running like there's no tomorrow was so easy. Faster, higher, faster. It felt like there was a well of untapped potential inside me, and I drew from it. My muscles were buzzing, my lungs felt bigger, and I felt much stronger overall. Even my vision became sharper. I saw every icy branch, every dent in the bark. Something colorful was lying near the bushes, a piece of clothing. Another colorful spot to the right. Alyssa was losing her clothes on the run, like shedding her skin. I also used my teeth to take off my mittens, excited by all that. I'll get naked and feel all the wind to the last drop. Faster. I reached out to take off my hat, to throw away everything that stops me from running wild in this endless forest. The backpack slowed me down, so I threw it in the snow along with all the pens that were inside, with all the notebooks, all of my drawings on the sidelines, and a dinosaur for Olya. Olya. Suddenly, a clear picture appeared in my mind. My sister, standing still near a window, basking in the dusking sun. Her small childish palms were pressed to the glass, leaving marks when they warmed it up. She could warm up the whole world like that. She's looking at the taiga and saying my name. Tosha! I stopped, took a deep breath, and realized how rash and stupid I was, trying to undress in the middle of a forest while chasing a fox. I returned to get my backpack, as if it was a part of my being I dropped. I remembered again how my sister didn't like to be left home alone, how she asked me to come home faster. What kind of a brother am I? Running in the forest that I used to scare my sister with? I'm having fun while she's not even allowed over the doorstep. Sit in your cage, Olya. and watch the same cartoons over and over. Tosha! Yes, Olia? Tosha, where are you? Where are you hopping to, fucker? Oh no. From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Simeon with a bunch of his cronies. Yo, Anatoshka! Thought you could slip away, huh? Check out this four-eyed freak, eh? They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery. Alyssa! The name of my companion turned into a stifled cough. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. I was frantically looking everywhere. I dreamt of finding that fox among the trees, expected her to come to my rescue, but only the wind replied to my pleas. Where's Alyssa? What did you do to her? I shuddered at hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary. Who the fuck's Alyssa? Did you hit your head? Whatever, we'll fix you right up. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree. So, feeling better now? It can't be. Did Alyssa really lure me into this trap to these bastards? No, I can't believe this. Look here, guys. He's not so brave here compared to the school. A total wimp, eh? You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Simeon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Barbarin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. Probably decided to have some fun at my expense first. Oh, I'm not saying that. Hey, F. Slur Jr., is this your Alyssa? Only then I noticed Shulka beside my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand. Oh, no. Do not hurt that dog. Oh my. Alyssa, come here, you flea-ridden bitch. The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up and she started carefully moving closer. Yeah, come here. I've got something for you. I want these children to die. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail, so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing, and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightened caws. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Or were that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind? Romka, it won't be able to shit after this. Let me kick the fucking thing one more time. 2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen. What? Are you an idiot? Go and show the Four Eyes his place. In a way he'll understand. He fucking owes you. This wimp whacked you in front of the whole class. Sure thing. Simeon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face. In a moment, I'll hit your F-slur face so hard, it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all of my inner strength and bravery go?
Sтой!
Stoip! A wheezy whisper left my lips and my head tilted forward, hitting Simeon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. Ooh. Biasha! Give me a hand. Simeon gave me a rough push toward the bastard with the slanting eyes and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan scraped my throat. Did you hear him whimper? Is he actually a F-slur or something? I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it like it was cut off and a ball of nettle was sewn in its place. Why so silent, Anatoshka? Come on, tell us, are you an F-slur? At this moment I felt pure, unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like the sprout's ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons! Did you know that my dad is also a F-slur? Simeon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs. He knows Aikido, got it? And he's a vet. He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed. One word from me and he'll... Romka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Simeon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face, twisted with rage? A vet, you say? My dad also fought in the war. In Afghan. And yours? Mine too. Oh really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed. He's full of shit, Ronka. Sure as fuck, eh? Did you think I'm so easy to trick? I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There was a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me. Well, you've asked for this. A teacher saved you at school, but here... You're fucked. That's right. Pray that they find your dead body come spring, eh? If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair. Hitting fatso is one thing, but fucking around with stuff like Afghan, where my dad spent time under fire on international duty in fucking Dosh de Morgo. Give him a good pounding, Sioma. The delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Simeon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in movies. What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. If I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack. Give me your shit, Anatoshka. It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as it was showing off, and put the blade to my neck. Holy shit! Hey, easy buddy, I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands, calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my backpack. Are you hiding something from us? Some rat stole my school shoes. Let me see if it was. And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. So what do we have here? My texts and notebooks fell in snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like a mask. Roma lifted it high as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the outside, on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simeon laughed. It's way past New Year's, moron. Or are you really a loony? It's not mine. How come it's not? It was in your backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his face. You know what? Put it on. Why? 'Cause I'm telling you to. You'll hop like a bunny for us. Yeah, come on. Or we'll leave you pantless, eh? I don't even know what accent I'm doing anymore. Tall Russians, I'm so sorry. Anything but this. What if someone from our class will pass by? I won't. Sioma, put it on him. Biasha rushed to his Biasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Simeon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pined woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run, won't get away. They'll catch me. And then... Let me warn you, Sioma. If he won't hop, you'll take his place. Got it? This piece of shit won't. Just look at him. He's a total loony. This loony had already smacked you in the face. Romka's right. Come on, fatso. Assert your fucking dominance. Or we'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. He must indeed be scared of Romka. Simeon swore silently and glared at me. Here. It'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. Spit looked like a squash spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Simeon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Simeon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face, and a terrible smell coming from his mouth. Put it on fast, or you're dead! The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, The ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Simeon and his friends will be gone. Forever. Dude? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Sir? What do you mean by that? Okay. Anyways, let's save. And then we're gonna embrace our furry and put the mask on. I reached out my hand, wasn't shaking anymore. Simeon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. The fur felt warm to the touch, just like I expected. I got goosebumps. Electricity flowed through my spine. This is it. My salvation. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious. Just put it on, and nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses. Got rid of the nasty spit on the paper mache. There was movement inside of the bunny face, as if something was trying to break out, and I needed to help it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it toward my flaming cheeks. Just like in that movie with Jim Carrey, this mask had power. This mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull, my nose, took the shape of my face. It smelled like an animal lair in pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy metal. My armor. Strangely enough, through the slits of the old carnival mask, I was able to see as good as through my glasses. A trio of boys frozen in the clearing. Snowflakes frozen in the air. The trees whose shadows formed black streams towards me, and the weird silhouette in the early twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Simeon nervously whispered, "Hey, guys, what's up with him?" I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible plumes of fog flew toward me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the forest power with every pore of my body. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling. He's turning. You asked for this. I made a step forward. Simeon carefully stepped toward me as if he was walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless, alluring. It was beckoning me away from all the problems to the new wonderful world, the world of magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat and threw it into the snow with a fast motion. Then growled. I felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Simeon. He's turning. Fuck. Turning. Into a fucking... that idiot. The clearing blew up in hysteric laughter. Biasha was clutching his stomach. Roma smirked, shaking his head. Oh. And Simeon, who was laughing the most out of the three, spat on his knuckles and waved his fist like a club. You're such a moron, Tasha! A fist collided with my mask. The fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There was no power, no magic smoke coming from the pines. I flew toward the bushes and landed on my butt. My vision bolstered by adrenaline in a moment before it returned to normal. Now that was something. I thought he'd get on all fours and tear us to bits. Like a carrot. Yo, did you see that day? Did ya? Does this count as him hopping? This was even better. sobbed. The mask had one advantage. If I cried now, nobody would see my tears. What a loony. You belong in a loony house. For animals, eh? Simeon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glasses out of my numbed fingers. Give my glasses back. I won't make it home. Bullshit. Haven't you heard that bunnies have good senses of smell? So don't worry, just use it. Hippity hop, hippity hop. Simeon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin. Besides, bunnies don't wear glasses. Now scram, idiot. I stood up, still wobbly. The trees became a blurry dark wall. 3 bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eyes, sockets, and mouths, but it looked to me like there was more of them than it should be. I turned to the forest. Simeon's boot came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickening my shameful retreat. Hippity hop, hippity hop. I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite, and then zigzagged through the fire break, alone in a giant snow-laden world. The trunks around me bent in all directions, their treetops disappeared into the darkness above me. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry by now. Only sadness and longing were left, a desire to bury myself under the snow or leave for the Neverland, joining Vova and Senya. I didn't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here, somewhere very far away. Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them? See, How can you be so careless? Do you think I own a money printing press? Yeah, right. You'll be wearing your old glasses until next year. Olya rushed to me. I saw a fox! Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flip my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many little pieces with a loud thang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this? But it's true. She was so fluffy. She stood on her back legs, near the hedge, just like a person. The fox called my name, but then Mom came and she fled. There was no fox. Stop making things up. Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth. What's wrong, Tosha? Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated. Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined my Alyssa, liberated, carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands. It wasn't a real fox. Tell him, Olya. She stood on 2 legs and she wore a dress. And she was real. See? Mom showed us a tired smile, as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered, "If you see her again, run." Oh boy. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad. Please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening like usual. I had already finished the hard part, but there was only my art homework left, my favorite subject. Draw. I needed to draw some sort of magic beast. I wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reached toward the orange paint all by itself. Oh no. One stroke after another, a picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow, white sheet. She stood on her back legs and wore a sly smile. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. Carnivorous, fake, like the smiles of women from adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city. An alluring smile that masked deep-seated malice. The fox's eyes turned out red, as if bloodshot. They looked more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember drawing them this way. I moved away from the table, and the lamp's light reflected from the wet paint. The drawing was glossy. It felt like the fox was watching me, waiting. Anton! Are you deaf? I was just thinking. I'll ask you again. Have you seen your sister? She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed and I froze. Olia's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips. Shh. Olia, I can see you. Get out of there. You're covered in dust. Olia crawled from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking down. Let's go. I'll read you a fairy tale. Keep you company until you fall asleep. I want to sleep with you, not in that room. It's... Mom entered the room. What, the owl again? And what do you think? Olia, it won't come anymore. I chased it away. Olia shook her head in defiance. You didn't. And it will come. It said that it'll come every night. Oh, it talks now? Olia ignored the question and then asked with newfound determination. Can I sleep with you? Please. This will be the last time.
No.
Didn't you say yesterday was the last time? Olia, you're a big girl now. Why don't let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olia shook her head again. No, I don't want your room. It watches you too. I felt goosebumps all over my body. Enough! There's no owl. You're sleeping in your own room tonight. Got it? Mom, please! Please! Mom took Olia's hand and tried to lead her out of my room. Let's go, sweetie. Don't bother your brother. Olia clutched the bed's head with her free hand. Please, please, please! I don't want to go to it! Mom was tugging Olia toward herself, but she didn't budge. Only the bed's head squeaked in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olia up and carrying her out of the room, despite her desperate protests and pleas. No! Don't take me to it! It's going to watch me again! I've listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while. In the end, my parents gave up and let Olia sleep with them. But it was surely the last time, ever. When everybody settled down, I was lying in my room, thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down, only after closing the curtains in my room shut. But as soon as I closed my eyes, memories of my day started jumping around in front of me. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here, the faces of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose for our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter, Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me.
Hey, transfer student! Transfer student!
What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying while hiding her hands behind her back, and then asked me with a fake smile on her face.
Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here?
I might have told the truth about this to Polina, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopikas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Vova's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart. It's all because of my parents. Dad has a new job here, and my mom... But Katya didn't even listen to me. She just rushed toward me. She just rushed toward the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Yeah, right. He takes us all for fools. I've heard it's all because of his father. He crossed the road of some big shot and now their family is hiding in our remote little village.
That's not true. You're lying.
Oh, and did you hear how he hit Barbara out of the blue? What kind of freak must you be to start bullying your classmates from day one?
Stop. You know he started it.
And if that wasn't enough, there are rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him everywhere he goes. Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls? I see, your Anatoshka must be truly special. Maybe he's an autist, but what if he's a serial killer? I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough, or something even worse. Yes.
Shut up.
Look at him scream, as if something bit him. His pupils, look at how wide they are. I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again. I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right?
I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine, and what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in.
Yes, that's right. He's as insane as his little sister. Can you imagine what she says? A human-sized owl visits her every night. Yes, but not a single healthy person has seen it. And this simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that?
And then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd.
Is that true, Anton? Are you unwell?
Polina, please listen to me.
Yeah, right. Don't listen to this liar, Polinchka. You don't even know that he cheated on you with someone not from our school. With Alitsa.
Polina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming.
No! Why her, Anton? Why?
I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Get your paws off her, you monster!
Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift, creep up, showing my teeth. The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. Aha! He went nuts! Nuts! Help! Help! Petrov went completely insane! Oh. At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring. And growing. Subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot upward toward the ceiling, turned into a giant black forest, chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur, started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell. So you've finally shown your animal nature, coward! Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Anton! Why her? No! What makes her better than me? Pauline screamed while choking on her tears. He is just an animal, an outsider. Oh! A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them. Anton! Anton! Please! Wake up! I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently, I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton! Please! Wake up! Wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl! The owl! Please! I'm scared! Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, this scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olya. Want me to read Marzilka for you? Give me... I placed my bare heels on the cold floor, felt around for my glasses, remembered Simeon, his underhanded act, and sighed. Anton, please, please, look. She couldn't tear her eyes out the window, as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand, and the lamp poured bright light all over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer only to push it farther the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward. Olya, what's there? What happened? Do you want me to open the curtains? No, please don't. The owl is there. The voice was coming from behind. I turned around and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway. Who were you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you, to someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. Oh! And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, grow to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Anton! Please! Come closer! Come here! The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. And those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. It came to get us! Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lighted the whole room and went out, like a candle in a strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. Oh no. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. And then, an eye burning with a carnivorous fire stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss. Go away! Get out! Shoo! She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton! Anton! Come closer! I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell her, Anton! Tell it that it won't be a bad girl anymore. Never ever! I just wanted to leave! Please! The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. You couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped toward the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest. Olya was standing behind me, mumbling, I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good! The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge, among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones that Simeon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard, at the foreboding clearing at the toothy forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our late-night guest. Only the old lamppost dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulting tape and the stripes of glued newspapers. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its little needles. The paintings on my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glass, sure they would melt in my hand. But they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Simeon and his gang just pulled a prank on me. That was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house, to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. But there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing. Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out of the window. Are you out of your mind? Did it feel hot in here? Do you want to catch a cold? The owl was here. Tosha chased it away. Go to your room immediately and get in your bed. And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Olia by the shoulder and left, throwing gloomy words my way. We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask, just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. And it wasn't Vova. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Simeon. Barbin's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibition piece. Oh no, he went missing too. Episode 3. On end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. Holy bejesus. Okay. That was really good. Oh my gosh. I have so many questions, and I'm so intrigued by what this story is telling. It's very fascinating, and I know I'm gonna have to do an entirely different playthrough to go down the Paulina route to see what would happen if I stayed with her instead of going with Alyssa. But I think I will leave it there, and I will pick up episode 3 next time. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching this stream, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! And, oh yeah, hope you're able to get some good sleep tonight.